Fionna and Cake. Today you will see the summary of episode 4, and it's an episode full of revelations about these two. So, subscribe to not miss anything. Let's go to the video. We start in this bar, with this guy drinking tea. The guy shows his true form and they both fight, but he is captured by the beetle who was disguised. He looks at the next targets and we see Prism in the list, and we go to his room with Wyatt trying to make his wish and ends up failing because he doesn't know how to ask properly. We see a black and white drawing of him tied up and silent. Changing the channel, he sees Fionna and Cake and takes them to his room. He fixes Cake's voice and her original form, and puts Fionna in a blue outfit, and he discovers how they appeared in OOO, which was by leaving his head. He brings Simon to the room as well and asks what happened, and he sees how he did it, and Simon says that he didn't want to help so he figured it out himself, and Prism argues with Cake for messing with the controls, making Fionna angry. Then he starts to explain that he grants wishes for people, which creates new universes, and we see some examples, like the one with Percy, and one of them was Finn and Jake's. He one day thought about doing something for himself, so we see him creating the story, and he realizes that he copied Finn and Cake, and we see some of their adventures. They are surprised and ask why their world changed. And Prism explains that he had to hide his universe, and one day he called the Ice King asking if he could keep the universe inside him, and he says that when he was cured, the Ice King started losing his magic, making him turn back to normal, and thus making their world also lose its magic. He says that no one else should know, and the beetle appears, splits into two, and takes them to another place, and the beetle starts asking questions about why his alarm rang. He starts making excuses and stalling him, calling him a friend and suggesting they have a party. Meanwhile, downstairs they talk about his boss knowing what happened. Prism changes into shorts and ends up saying the same thing to the beetle and sees cat hair, and the beetle asks to see the cube. Fionna and Cake go to another room where there is the temporal core and the passage of time. He explains how the multiverse works, where everyone has a connection and shows where theirs is disconnected from others, very far away, and they arrive in a room where old Prism is sleeping, and ask Simon to do the portal thing. They start walking, and Prism accidentally says that he created a universe without authorization and the beetle hears it. While the two of them go back to the same room, the beetle says he wants to be the master of wishes and just needs to betray him and know where he is. The beetle enters the room, and Prism says that they can go wherever they want and tries to hold onto the beetle, and gives the control to them. They ask for help from Simon as they might lose their friends and loved ones. They teleport to a place full of corn. They consider using the control but realize it's dangerous. Simon adjusts his outfit and says he can help them by turning back into the Ice King, and thus ending the episode.